In this video, I'm gonna give y'all a play-by-play on how we installed 30,000 pounds of structural steel at our newest development project we are calling the Lighthouse. Now, when it comes to structural steel, all of this work has to literally be exact on the nose. We go through months and months of shop drawings with architects and the drafters for our welder. Every single piece needs to meticulously be fabricated and installed, going through all the different connection details, because once this steel is up, it is going to be a mother to get it down. This is not just like wood framing where you can make easy adjustments. You only want to do this one time. So we are checking 3 times and installing once. Let's get into the video. As you can see, we just poured our foundation and we have a nice clean slate to work. Structural steel is always up first because a lot of these structural steel members is what we're going to actually hang our wood members on later. But obviously, the first thing the guys are going to do, they're going to start unloading. The lighter items that they can unload by hand, they're going to do so. You see them bringing in some round columns, some square columns. We are bringing in this material kind of in stages, right? We don't want to just dump it all on the site because these are so big and cumbersome, it's going to be hard to maneuver around, and then we're going to have to get in some larger machinery like sky tracks and forklifts also. But they bring the columns in, and the guys take no time at all to get into cutting them down to size and then capping the tops of those columns. Why it's important to cap the tops of those columns. We don't want water coming in, for one, but for two, once we put that cap on, it actually helps kind of just seal that column and make it a little more structurally sound. And then it gives us a nice area to where when we put a beam on top, or if that column connects into anything, it has a nice plate there at the top. They grind down all the edges and then they're going to weld that shut. So an important step, you see the guys painting. This is actually a primer that they put on the steel. Once this steel is primed and painted, it is rust resistant. It has to be maintained a little bit, but getting that primer on there while all the steel is raw and we're not dried in is going to protect it for the duration. Now you see we have some round columns and some square columns. The round, they work as supports, but they're mostly decorative. Those square columns are all structural columns and they're just for different details. First step to getting these columns installed, we have some steel base plates that were wet set before the concrete was dry. So those are down into the slab. The guys are going to place those on the base plates. They're going to make sure that everything's nice and level and that they line up with all the other columns that they need to. And then they're going to tack weld those down on the base plate, just in case we need to make some micro adjustments later. Then they'll do the full weld out once they know it's good. Now, there's a lot more work that needs to be done to cut a lot of our columns down to size. Now, they're using what's called the band saw. That's those 2 circles with the band that goes around it. They're using that on some of the smaller elements like our columns where they can get that band saw around the whole thickness. You can see them using the torch to cut through some of those larger beams that they don't have a wide enough band saw for. Now, what I was just saying before, why we can't just load this site up with all these massive steel beams, is look at how big the sky track is. It needs to maneuver through the whole site and bring a lot of these beams in and out. And as you can see, it is carrying a large I-beam. We have some massive structural steel in this project. The house is only about 5,000 square feet, but there is tons of windows, tons of glass on the bottom and upper level. In our main kind of kitchen living space, that whole area is vaulted all the way from the slab to the 2nd story. So this is a double height space. It's this really cool atrium. We need steel all around this atrium area to get that double height space, because obviously there's no load bearing walls if it's open all the way from floor to ceiling. It's currently 9 in the morning. We've been filming bright and early since about 8. We just went through a super detailed video. I had to remember all these different details. I had to be talking. I had to keep my energy up. And me, like most of y'all, I'm gonna reach in the fridge. I'm gonna grab an energy drink or an iced Coffee Ends Energy Pouch. Screw the iced coffee. That is packed with sugar and garbage that is going to cause you to crash later in the day. Fresh in the morning, I reach for a coffee flavored Ends pouch. It's packed with 50 milligrams of caffeine, so I don't just hit a huge caffeine dump and crash later. It is also packed with nootropics, so it keeps my mind sharp, so I can recall all these details while I film. Head on over to nzepouches.com, put in promo code JGB, get your 15% off, and get your day started right, just like me. Now we're getting into some nitty gritty where the guys are actually fabricating on site. You're seeing them weld some various pieces. There's just an L angle that's a 90 degree that they are welding onto one of our big rectangle tubes. And then you can see them with the drill, they're drilling through, they're perforating a lot of our steel. That's so bolts can go through. They're also welding on what's called studs, which is literally just a threaded stud that gets welded onto a beam. And then all of these details, they are really tricky. This is very, very delicate work, and we have to get this exactly right because it's going to be exposed and you're going to be able to see it. Now what you're seeing is a large piece of plate steel. This is a really cool detail that is going to be underneath the beam at our back door. The plate goes right under it. So you have some protruding on the inside, some protruding on the outside. On the outside, it acts as a little shed for some water. It also holds the stone on the inside and the outside, and it just looks really cool. But you can see the guys kind of cleaning it down, and then they're going to get that whole thing primed. So they take this plate steel and they're going to weld it to the underside of the beam before they get it into position. They have the SkyTrack. This is a massive beam. This beam is over 4,000 pounds just in and of itself. So the SkyTrack is going to lift it in place. So the guys hoist that into place, they tack it on, and then they need to make sure everything's plumb, and they're going to weld it all out. Now here we have another huge I-beam. This is another area that's going to be used to kind of support our landing. We have a catwalk along that big open atrium, and this is going to support kind of the stair landing and the beginning of that catwalk. It connects to a column by knife plate on one side, and then it connects to the big rectangle tube at the back of the house with the plate steel under it by an L angle that's welded to the rectangle tube and welded to the I-beam. Now that that's in, we are going to put another I-beam on top of the one we just put in. So there's a really cool connection detail where that I-beam sits on top, right? So there's called a flange. It's an I-beam because it's skinny in the middle, and then it has a wide flange on the bottom and the top. So what they're doing is they're bolting up through the top flange of the bottom beam and the bottom flange of the top beam, and they're bolting through to where that I-beam sits on top of it, and then that's going to go over to a new column that we just set, and on that column there's a knife plate, and that knife plate is going to catch the edge of that I-beam, and then they're going to through bolt it. Now at the back of the house, we have another smaller rectangle tube with a steel plate below, and what's cool about this is it makes up this corner. So there's windows all along the back of the house, and then they turn the corner and go down kind of the side of the house. So again, all of this needs structural steel on the top. What's cool is that plate steel detail, it starts at the back, and that has to also turn the corner. So again, look at how tricky this is. They have to line up both beams, but they have to make sure that those plates are both perfectly level and intersect each other perfectly around that corner. This is not just a simple install. Now we have our longest steel beam yet, over 40 feet long. So to give you a little context, I want you to look at this rendering. As you can see at the back of our house, we have a steel pergola, okay? So at the window side, you saw where we put in all those beams and that plate steel. This super long beam is gonna sit on top of that rectangle tube that we just installed. It's going to span all the way over at the back of the house. This is going to receive all of these steel 2x6s that make up the pergola at the back of the house. And it is landing on 3 circular columns. These look amazing. This is architectural meets structural because all this is exposed, right? And then we have a footer down below that we poured along with our concrete and wet set a huge base plate in. So what's tricky is these 3 circular columns, they're all gonna move just a little bit. So when they're setting this beam, they gotta make sure that each one of those columns is perfectly plumb, and then they can weld it out at the bottom of the beam. Okay, so now exactly what I was just saying, how there is this area with all these tabs that's gonna receive those steel 2x6s to make up the pergola. So what we did, instead of using a C channel, which was a lot more expensive, we took a big 12-inch by 12-inch square tube and we used the torch to cut it down the middle. As you can see, the guys rigged up this awesome track and they put the torch on that track. We need this track because it is a really, really long cut. Remember, this is over 30 feet long. So they get the track set perfectly down this whole square tube, and then they put the torch in, and then they can just push the track along, and this is gonna perfectly cut it right down the middle, right? So they get it kind of cut open, and then they have to come in with the grinder and just grind out a few little edges, and then boom, that splits apart. And what this does, it creates 2 perfect C channels. One of those C channels is gonna go on the front of the home with all of these tabs on the inside in between the 2 flanges, and that is gonna be the same exact detail that's at the back of the home. And what else is really cool is we use this same detail at a bunch of different exposed columns where we take 2 of those cut square tubes and we put them back to back like this. And then it makes it look like an I-beam, and then we pad out each side with plate steel, and then on the opening, so you have the C channel going around, and then it looks like that C channel wraps down the jamb of the door. And this is gonna receive windows and doors and be these really cool focal points that are kind of these beefy columns that are packed out and just looks like these massive steel members. Remember, this is where architectural and structural steel meet. These are holding up, they're load-bearing points on the edges of windows and the edges of doors, but they're also going to be exposed. It has to look pretty, and it has to hold the weight. Now that all the tabs are welded inside of what is now a C channel, we're gonna hoist that up with the SkyTrack, get it on the back of the house, and weld it down with precision so that we're exactly at the dimensions we need to make up that pergola. Now, get a load of what I was talking about before. We have a regular square column that is just at our front door, and then we take where we cut open that square tube to make those C channels, and we're welding a C channel on either side of this column. And then the section from the front side, you can see there's a C channel, a column, a C channel. We're putting a big piece of plate steel to cover that. Now, again, just like at the back of the house with the pergola detail, we have the same pergola detail at the front of the house. It's a little more shallow of a pergola, but we have a huge I-beam that's gonna span the very front facing the most street side. It is gonna land on columns on either side. We have more decorative round columns, and we gotta get this all exact. Remember, because those tabs need to line up where we're looking at the front of the house, right underneath the glass and our doors. Now we're putting in that section I was just talking about right above the front door and the front glass of the house. As you can see, we have 2 of those C channels that we cut out of the square tube. There is a steel plate on top, and they're both kind of welded together. It makes this really cool shape so that you're gonna see an open C channel at the front of the home and an open C channel on the inside of the home, which is really cool. This is all going to be exposed, and again, now you're seeing this giant portal open up. It looks like this huge I-beam or like C-channel shape is gonna go from the top down the sides, and it's just gonna look like this really cool, continuous, chunky steel, kind of somewhat industrial moment. It's really cool. All right, now it's just kind of final cleanup. We're going back through, we're just priming any of those spots that we missed, and we're going back in to just finish out the welds across the whole project. And just like that, all I had to do was talk, and then 30,000 pounds of structural steel just magically went in. Wow, would you look at that? No, no, no. Let me say, these guys, GM Bros, they are our structural steel and architectural steel contractors. We use them day in and day out. They are our go-to guys. They are busting their ass on site every day alongside our management and superintendent team. I want to give a shout out to everyone putting in steel like this. Let's just say 5, definitely 10 years ago would have just been absolutely mind-blowing to me. And now this is just kind of our everyday, and it feels so cool to be here and just watching it all come together. It is so humbling to see these amazing guys busting their asses, and I'm just so appreciative of everyone. This was an awesome project. We are now set up for the framing crew to come in and get all of our wood together, and we're gonna be documenting that all along the way, and we'll do a start to finish on the frame as well. Thank you guys again for following along. I appreciate every single one of you. I will see y'all next week.